Hi everyone! This is my video on my everyday makeup routine. So first, after I wash my face in the mornings, I use a Bioderma Hydro Serum as well as the Neutrogena SPF 15 oil-free moisturizer. My first step is I use a tiny bit of serum all over my face. Right now I'm not wearing any makeup, so notice that my skin is a little bit uneven. The next step is I use an SPF moisturizer. My skin has a tendency of being a little bit oily in regions, so I use an oil-free moisturizer. And it's really important to have sunblock in your daily moisturizer as well, to prevent aging and to also prevent sunspots and any type of discoloration in the future. The next step is that I use my Bare Minerals Powder Foundation in medium beige. I love that it has SPF 15 and it's also great for oily combination or dry skin types. I find that when my skin is dry, I always turn to using Bare Minerals because it doesn't cake and it doesn't flake on your skin. This powder also is great because you can vary its coverage depending on how much product you use. I like to use it with my kabuki brush from Bare Minerals as well. I put a little bit of the product onto this lid and I brush it around in circular motions to make sure the product is crushed and also spreads evenly on the brush. I then rub in circular motions across all of my face wherever I have red spots. And I find that it's really great because it also hydrates the skin throughout the day. I don't find that my skin gets dry or shiny when I'm using this powder. My next step is to use a little bit of concealer around the red areas around my nose. I use my fingertips and a little bit of pot concealer. Right now I'm using the line NV Eco Makeup. I picked it up from Sephora, but I believe they discontinued it since then, but I really like its coverage. So it's in medium, and I also put it around the corners of my nose, which happen to get a little bit red because I wear glasses at nighttime. My next step is I use a little bit of eyelid primer. Right now I'm using Laura Mercier in rice paper. I like this particular primer because it has a little bit of glitter and I like to use it as a makeup base. I use the wand and then I rub it across my eyelids and dot it really lightly and then spread it really thinly with my fingertips. Today I'm in the mood for a natural eye, so I've decided to use a shimmery shadow such as Stila Kitten, and I use it with a small eyeshadow brush. First I dust a little bit of the eyeshadow onto my brush and all across my lash line and a little bit on my crease. Since I have a very narrow crease, I've decided to trace a little bit higher where my crease would be if I had one. So just making a half circle shape where my eye is. And I do the same on the other eye as well. And I think it's really nice to use these bright colors and lighter colors if your eyes are smaller to help kind of create dimension without making it look like your eye's been beaten with too much eyeliner or too much dark shadow. So now I'm using the Liquid Eyeliner Pen by Revlon, which I actually really like because it has a pen tip. So it's great for beginners with liquid liner and also really easy for every day when you're rushing out of the house. So it's really simple to apply and it's a similar technique to using a pencil liner, except the brush tip is a little bit thinner and it also takes a little while to dry after you apply it. As with any liner, you want to make sure you apply it as close to your lash line as possible. Because my eyelashes are pretty sparse, it's important for me to line them really, really close to my lashes, so it gives the effect of fuller lashes and also larger eyes. So I like to trace them only halfway into my eyelid. I don't like to draw it all the way to the inner corner of my eye because I find that it makes my eyes look a little bit smaller. For my eyes, the general rule of thumb is that I apply the liquid liner about 3/4 of the way towards the inner corner of my eye. And I think that this really opens up my eyes and draws the attention upwards as opposed to across the sides of the face. I also like to draw the lash line a little bit longer on the outside to create a slightly winged look. That's just my preference. And then I continue to fill the liquid liner up a little bit higher and a little bit thicker in the center where the pupil is, which I think also draws attention to making your eyes a little bit wider and more awake. Because I don't have an eye crease, this is just a technique that I've learned that draws a little bit more attention to my eyes. It's very subtle and it's pretty natural as well. The next thing I do is I like to apply a little bit of bronzer and a little bit of blush. So right now I'm using my favorite bronzer, which is that by Mercier. And I use it pretty much every day, which explains how much product I have left. And this one is a natural bronze. I follow it with a Urban Decay blush brush. This one's from ages ago, but it's pretty much my favorite makeup brush. I apply a little bit of bronzer onto the apples of my cheeks. I particularly like this bronzer because it has a little bit of a peachy tone to it, so it really draws attention and naturally to the cheekbones. And now I like to follow it up with a little bit of highlighter. I'm using Trace Gold by MAC, which is a really great highlighter because it has a very subtle shimmer to it. I use the same blush brush and apply it to the same areas where I applied my bronzer. I really feel that it draws more attention to my cheekbones and also really helps to contour my face. I lightly dust it on my nose as well. Finally, I follow up my look with a little bit of mascara. Right now I'm using the CoverGirl Lash Blast Mascara, the orange bottle. It's pretty popular, so I gave it a shot. I'm not sure how much I like it, but the brush isn't too bad, and the formula doesn't seem to flake. I apply it lightly close to the lash line on both lids. I like to do multiple coats, and I wait for each to dry by alternating eyes. I do about 2 or 3 coats of mascara every morning. I really think that mascara helps to complete the look and also draws more attention to your eye. After I put on my mascara, I like to curl my lashes. I know some people like to curl before they apply mascara, but I find for me I enjoy doing it afterwards. Right now I'm using the Uemura eyelash curler. I really enjoy the look it creates after I apply my mascara and curl my lashes. It really widens my eyes. And that's about it. But we can't leave the house without a little bit of lip gloss. So right now I'm going to finish up the look by using a very natural gloss. My favorite lip gloss is actually by MAC, and this one is Nymphette. I really like the color because it's great on all skin tones, and it also looks great when you layer it over different lipsticks. But today I'm just going to wear a gloss for an everyday, very simple and clean look. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you.